Hi everybody, welcome to Boxing Action Magazine's 2019 Boxer of the Year edition. Want to go over some of the final candidates for the 2019 Boxer of the Year. We have Errol Spence Jr., Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Natana Inoue, Terence Crawford, Jose Ramirez, and Emanuel Navarrete. Some of the people deserving to make the list that did not make the final 7, off the top of my head, I would say Deontay Wilder. Wilder had 2 great fights in 2019, 2 big knockouts against Dominic Breazeale, and he also knocked out Luis King Kong in what is one of the knockouts of the year candidates. All right, let's go through the list here. So we have first Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is definitely a top 10 pound for pound boxer. He recently got into a car accident, which is unfortunate, but the good news is he had no broken bones and he should be back in action in April or May at the latest of 2020. His 2 fights were against, his 2 2019 fights were against Mikey Garcia and Showtime Sean Porter. Showtime Sean Porter fight was awesome. It was a fight of the year. The only thing is, when he fought Danny Garcia, he was fighting a much smaller man. So that doesn't really count as a huge fight, even though financially it did put him on the map. One fight for Boxer of the Year probably is not going to cut it. Next, we look at Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has a lot of respect in the boxing community. He's a warrior. He's a lot of fun to watch. 2019 probably wasn't his best year in terms of he fought Danny Jacobs. He fought 160-pound Danny Jacobs, who was completely drained and couldn't really throw punches, much like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. couldn't do much a few years earlier than that because he was drained as well. And then he got the lightweight, heavyweight title again, beating Sergey Kovalev, the Crusher. Kovalev came off a 1-month turnaround to take that fight, and he was also 36 or 38 years old. So because of those, Canelo probably doesn't make the cut this year. Moving in to Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao started off the year with a bang, beating Broner, and then he came back and had a great fight against Keith Thurman. Those are 2 very good fights, even though Broner was never a top 10 welterweight. Manny Pacquiao had a terrific year, and he is definitely in the running for Boxer of the Year 2019. Further down the list here, we look at Natana Inoue. Inoue is a top pound for pound performer. He's dominated everybody he has fought. He knocked out Emmanuel Rodriguez in only 2 rounds. Now, it's not his fault if he's in a tournament and he's not staying busy, but he's only fighting twice a year. And at this point, with his age and his youth, he should be fighting more than twice a year. When he fought Nonito Donaire, Donaire put up a great performance, but it was very disappointing. We thought Inoue would end the fight early, and I don't know if he's going to get the award based on his inactivity, only 2 fights a year, or his performance against Donaire, but it was voted that he wasn't selected. Next on the list, Terence Crawford. Many people in the boxing community are super high on him. They feel he's the best welterweight in the world. Problem with him is he's fighting B-level fighters. Doesn't matter what the record is, he is fighting B-level fighters. He needs to fight some of the guys on PBC. He needs to fight Showtime Sean Porter, which Terence Crawford recently said he has no interest in doing. So the back and forth continues with Terence Crawford and the PBC welterweights. But as long as he keeps fighting B-level fighters, he's not going to get Fighter of the Year. Next, we go to Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez had a tremendous year. He fought Jose Zepeda. He beat him. It wasn't his best performance. He came back amazingly against Maurice Hooker, Mighty Mo. And I thought that performance, when Jose Ramirez stepped in the ring that night, He was the #1 pound for pound boxer on the planet. The way, the shape he was in, the focus he had, the side-to-side movement that he showed that really surprised me. He had quite a performance. Only thing is, just like we talk about Errol Spence Jr. against Sean Porter, one fight doesn't win you Boxer of the Year. You need more than one fight. Finally, we go down to Emanuel Navarrete. This young kid here, 24 years old, came out of nowhere. He fought Isaac Dogboe last year. He's been professional for about 4 years. He fights every month or every 2 months. He never got a break. And when he fought Isaac Dogboe, the African prince, he was actually on 6 months rest. And he destroyed Isaac Dogboe in 2018 and got a unanimous decision. In 2019, he had a bang of a year. He gave Isaac Dogboe the rematch and knocked him out back in May. And then after May, he took 3 other fights. In August, he turned around really quick and he knocked out Francisco Divanska. In September, he came back and beat Juan Miguel Aldiro. And another 2 months later, he comes back and ends the year beating Francisco Horta. So Top Ranks Bob Arum might be right that this young man might be the best Mexican boxer out there. He had 4 fights, 4 knockouts in 2019. So the award for the 2000 Boxer of the Year award goes to Emanuel Navarrete. He is the winner of Boxing Action Magazine's Boxer of the Year 2019. I wish everybody a wonderful holidays. I wish everyone had a wonderful Christmas and have a wonderful New Year. See you soon.